What's up everyone, it's Adam from Life of Adam. Today I'm back with a brand new lifeguarding video. And today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the new American Red Cross lifeguard swimming pre-test. They changed this for 2024, so I had to make this video just to update all of you guys. Now, what it used to be for the longest time was 3 separate events. The first event was a 300-yard swim or a distance swim, depending on if you wanted to be a deep water or shallow water lifeguard. The second event was a treading water with no hands event for 2 minutes, which is basically the same, but it's grouped into something else. I'll provide some details on that. And the last event was the brick dive, where you swim 20 yards, you retrieve the brick from the bottom of the pool, you swim back to the start holding it above the water on your back, and then you get out of the pool without using the stairs or the ladder. Now, all of these events still exist. However, they combined the first 2. So now, instead of doing the 300-yard swim or the distance swim and then treading as 2 separate things, they're grouped together. So now, to be an American Red Cross pool lifeguard, like deep water, shallow water lifeguarding, whatever it is, you have to swim 150 yards, then stop immediately and tread water with no hands for 2 minutes. And then after you do that, you gotta resume swimming for 50 more yards. Now, the good news about this is that you swim less distance overall. So it used to be 300 yards for a deep water pool lifeguard. Now you only have to swim in total 200 yards. But the challenge is you have to tread immediately after you did the swim. So you need a lot more endurance, and it's gonna put a lot more pressure on you being able to have really good technique and not wearing yourself out, so that when you do the tread, you're not completely out of gas. So the rules are you can wear goggles, you can do breaststroke, front crawl, or a combination of both. However, you have to do the 150 yards continuously. You have to tread water without touching the bottom, without touching the sidewalls, with no hands for 2 minutes. And then you have to finish off with the 50-yard swim, front crawl, breaststroke, or a combination of both. So you really have to pace yourself, because this one event is gonna use a lot of your stamina. My tip for the 150 yards would be to do breaststroke, really take your time, exaggerate, get into a pace, into a rhythm. And when you turn around and push off the end walls when you're turning each lap, do a really hard push off and use that time while you're gliding to like kind of take a breather. This will allow you to have enough energy. So let's say treading's not your strong suit, you can use the majority of your strength on that. So when you're treading, I highly recommend that you either do a egg beater kick, a breaststroke kick. I'm not the biggest fan of the flutter kicks because I do not want to risk getting a foot cramp, because once you get a foot cramp, it's extremely uncomfortable and it kind of ruins everything. So I recommend just doing breaststroke or egg beater kick, like a bicycle kick in place. If you're someone who struggles at treading, lean back a little bit. You don't want to go into a back float because the instructor is going to call you out, but you want to go into a slight like lean backwards type motion, like you're sitting in a chair and you're kind of moving it back, just to help your body kind of float a little bit easier. And just, you kind of want to find that spot that works for you. Everyone's body type is different, but that will allow you to get into a comfortable position. And then once you establish that, you can use this treading water time to actually kind of rest your arms a little bit, rest that upper body that you're using for front crawl or breaststroke. And once you do that 2 minutes, you can continue the 50-yard swim. You're obviously gonna be pretty burnt out, but it's important you just wanna spread as much of your stamina as possible throughout these 3 events. Now, the brick dive is exactly the same. You have 1:40. I never really mention the time in my videos because 1:40 is extremely generous. Like 99% of the people that take the brick dive don't fail because of the time limit, unless you are someone who like can't find the brick and it's on a dark line and it takes you 2 minutes. But the time is plenty. You have to swim 20 yards to the start. So I recommend you do a front crawl or a breaststroke, but you keep your eyes above the water. And as you get close to it, you slow down and you want to kind of locate the brick and swim directly above it, so that all you have to do when you go underwater is just go down in a straight line and you just know the brick's below you. Now, when you retrieve the brick at the bottom, make sure you really firmly grasp it like a SpongeBob reference, and you want to do a slight push off the bottom. And this will help your momentum carry you upwards. You don't want to exaggerate the push off too much because this is technically not allowed, but you want to do a little bit of a push off. Let's say you're petite and the brick's kind of heavy for you, just to give you some of that upward momentum to get to the surface. Now, when you're on the surface, you want to hold the brick out of the water because it represents a victim. My sweet spot is to kind of hold it between my upper chest and my chin, like right here, to kind of get my body underneath it to have the most upward force so that I don't sink. I don't have my head beneath the water, but it could feel more comfortable for you to lower it, maybe on like on the center of your sternum or on your stomach. If you're someone who's more petite, let's say boys and girls, you don't have that chest strength, you can lower it on your stomach. Now you're gonna kick on your back while holding the brick, and then once you get back to the starting point, you're gonna hop out of the pool. And my best way to do that is to have both my hands on the side of the pool struggle, you kind of want to push down like a tricep extension and get a knee up on the wall. And then once you have that one knee up, you can get the other one up and you can just press yourself out. So it's definitely something you want to practice beforehand if you're someone who struggles to get themselves out of the water without a ladder. But a really good exercise to practice this on the side is like chest / tricep dips, or just any type of push movement with your chest or your triceps to just get that upper body strength to really support you and get yourself out of the water. Now, this video mainly talked about the deep water. All the other exams are like the same format, except the distance varies. So like waterfront is longer distance swimming, shallow water pool lifeguard is less distance swimming. It's the same events, so the same strategy applies. It's just less or more distance. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much.